Hi everybody, welcome back to Honeysuckle Homestead Retreat. If you're new to my channel, my name is Desiree, and just a quick rundown of what my channel is about. Basically, I live and work in Atlanta, but I have a tiny house up in the Appalachian Mountains where I'm slowly starting an off-grid farm. And today's episode is about water. Okay, just real quick before I get started in on the video, I wanted to make an announcement. This coming Saturday, August 6th at 7:30 p.m., there will be a live stream of me and Mark from Little Ridge Farm. Mark is actually going to be interviewing me. So it's not going to be on my channel, it's going to be on Mark's channel, and I will have a link down to his channel in the description below. So please remember to mark your calendars and tune in for that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there for that. So I've gotten a few questions about how I get water inside of my tiny house, and people have asked, are you using a well? Is it rainwater collection? Are you pumping it up from the creek? So there is a well on my property, but it is not in the location where my house is. It's probably about 600 feet away from my house. So I didn't want to worry about pumping water from that well when I had a creek like right there. So what I've been doing up until this point is actually going down to the creek with 2 jugs and filling them up and then bringing them up to the tiny house and then filling my 55-gallon barrels up. So I have 2 55-gallon barrels on the back side of my house. And then from those barrels, I pump the water with an RV pump into the tiny house. So that's what I've been doing up until now. But my plan all along was actually to collect rainwater from the roof. That way I don't have to like go through the trouble of going down to the creek and then getting the water and then bringing it up. It is time consuming. And then people have said, well, you could have just put a pump in the creek. And yes, I suppose I could have, but I just decided not to do that. I just didn't want to go and buy another pump. And I didn't want to worry about the sediment. I mean, I would have to make some kind of box for the pump, put it in the creek, have some kind of filtration for the water before it goes into the pump, just to preserve the life of the pump, and then have it pumped up. And it wasn't too much of a hassle for me just to take the jugs and go down there and make multiple trips. I looked at it as a workout. So, it really wasn't that big of a deal. However, it's not something that I want to keep doing over and over again. So as I was saying, all along I had planned on having a rainwater catchment system from the roof. And I've kind of been dragging my feet on my gutters and my downspouts, and I did get one downspout done the other week. And if you missed that video, just look in the right-hand corner of the screen, upper corner of the screen, and you will see that video. I also finally got to the back side of my house where I just did one downspout. I haven't done the other one yet, but I've done one downspout, and it actually leads into a bucket that is serving as my filtration system. I put activated charcoal on the bottom. It's got holes in the bottom, and then it's got activated charcoal above those holes, and then it has sand and just like regular rocks in it, and that helps to filter out most things, including like leaves and debris and bugs. So that bucket sits on top of my 55-gallon barrel, and then the water drains into the 55-gallon barrel, and then I pump that water out with RV pump into the tiny house. 55 gallons lasts me a really long time, actually. If I'm up there for just a weekend, I mean, I'm good with the 55 gallons without any problem. I do have 2 barrels, but right now I only have the rain catchment going into one of the barrels because, like I said, the 55 gallons is enough for me at the moment. Plus, I'm saving that other barrel because I'm going to try a little experiment using gravity in the future. So my ultimate desire is just to have a gravity fed system. And with having my mountain so close to me, what I'd really like to do is take one of those barrels up there just to see how it goes and see if I can get at least 40 psi by having the barrel up on the mountain and then feeding into the tiny house. I know that I need to be close to 100 feet above the tiny house in order to get the 40 psi. I did look up that calculation. However, I'm not able to know if I'm actually literally 100 feet above my house or not. Because if I just take like a tape measure, it's going to measure the distance up the mountain like at a slope. So I tried one of those elevation apps and they are not nearly accurate enough. So I'm going to have to do a little trial and error with that in the future, but that is not what this video is about. This video is just showing me putting my rain catchment system together. I don't actually speak during the video, so it's just going to be a quick 3.5, 4 minutes of me working, so enjoy. Okay, so that was it. Pretty quick video today as far as the work part goes. And like I said, I know it's not perfect, but it's functional. And that's all I was concerned about at the time that I was doing it, because I was a bit on a time crunch, so I couldn't make it perfect. But it definitely works. As you can see in the video, I tested it out with like a jug of water, and the first time I tested it out, the water got all over me. So I had to improvise a little bit, and I didn't have all that I needed really for this. So what I did is I took the top of like a water gallon jug, and I cut it, and then I put it upside down in the spout, so it acts as a bigger catchment area for the water coming out of the gutters. I know that they create like gutter parts that do that. I just didn't have one. So in the future, I will make it more pretty, but for now, I just wanted it to work. It's kind of how I do things, really. If something's not working, I will try to find a creative way to make it work, even if it's not the traditional way. When you're on a homestead out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have everything you need, sometimes you have to think outside of the box. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button and also subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I really appreciate you subscribing. It really helps. And of course, your likes help as well. And any comments that you have. I do try to get to all the comments. I might not get to them right away, but I do try to get to all of them at some point. So that is it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.